Most people know Jordan Sibley as the CEO of the Mandeville Market Center for Keller Williams, but most people don't know her story about how her and her husband got into real estate. This is going to pull on your heartstrings, so I recommend you stay tuned and hear Jordan Sibley's real estate story and how she got into the business and then became the CEO of the Mandeville Market Center. Welcome back to a conversation with Courtney, Fricky, and I. This is our real estate segment where we have Jordan Sibley here, team leader of the Keller Williams Mandeville Market Center.
Yes.
And the Hammond Business Center. Do you lump all that
Correct.
together? Yeah, go lump together.
Yep.
So before we get too much into the weeds on difficult deals and how you market yourself, I want to talk about you as an individual, as a human, as a person, because you are all those things, and a mom, and a husband, and a real estate agent, and a team leader at Keller Williams. So we met.
I'm a wife.
He's a wife.
Did I say a wife?
Yeah, you said
I was a
husband.
wife. We first met 8 years ago at Bold at Keller Williams event.
Yes.
And we were both getting into the business together, and
Yep.
we've come a long way, both of us, since then.
We have.
So let's talk about how you got into the industry.
So, funny enough, my husband is a second generation realtor, and so am I.
Are you guys
Okay.
from the area?
We are both from Slidell.
Gotcha.
Oh, the Dirty Dallas. So am I.
The dirty Dell. Good Lord.
You know, most people don't lead with that foot forward, but guess what?
You know what? We're doing it. I love it. So my dad was a realtor and a real estate developer in the 70s.
Okay.
And he turned into a contractor from there. But my husband's dad was a very successful realtor in St. Tammany Parish for 40 years. So neither my husband nor I had any desire to get into real estate sales.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to invest, rental property, grow a portfolio. Neither of us had a itch to do that. But unfortunately, his dad passed away of a massive heart attack,
Wow.
completely out of the blue,
hear
about
that.
14 or 15 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
So it left a big void in the family business.
It left a huge void because although his sister is also an agent, she was living in another state at the time.
Gotcha.
So my husband's desire was really just to help close up loose ends and then stick with his corporate job.
Yeah.
Well, he became very successful very quickly in his first year, left his corporate job. 2 years later, I'm going, I really kind of like all these things you're talking about. I'm really enjoying this process. I think I could do a great job. So then I followed suit.
Wow.
And that's how I got in. But my background's in marketing.
Okay.
Well, that's probably helpful. But so he 16 years ago, were y'all together whenever he decided to take that step?
Yes.
Okay, so you got to go through the whole journey with him
The
doing
whole
it.
thing.
The whole kit and caboodle. So, that's so interesting. So he jumped into the real estate and the realtor side, but was there also development that he also
Owned one rental property at the time.
Okay.
Okay.
And his dad and mom also had a big rental property portfolio. So he's like, I need to get my license not just to tie up these loose ends, but to help my family manage this estate of investment properties. And then just before we knew it, we literally were like looking around like, whoa, we're both realtors and we're pretty good at this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to his credit, and I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him, but he got thrown in the deep end and did well. I mean, right? And so there's something to be said of that because, the deep end is not fun to get thrown into. Sure.
So was Keller Williams the company that y'all both started with?
We did, because his dad was also with Keller Williams in Slidell. And some other smaller brokerages before that. But we started with KW in Slidell. Then we built a team in the Keller Williams office in Metairie because we lived in Lakeview for 13 years. And he is still a producing agent out of the Metairie office. And I'm now team leader and CEO of the brokerage in Mandeville.
Yeah.
You see, because I've obviously heard of you for a long time. I'm, I'm from the North Shore, but I'm currently living on the South Shore. But I feel like I'm on the North Shore all the time. And so definitely have heard of your impact in the Metairie office and then love seeing what you're doing now. And so as far as today, what does your today look like with you and your husband?
Yeah, so it's actually a really great dynamic because we spent 6 years together in production, building a team, doing a lot of volume, all the things. And then I started to be pulled towards something that gave me so much more fulfillment, which was educating agents within the office, because Keller Williams blessed both of us with its incredible training, technology, coaching systems and models. And I just started to get so much fulfillment from sharing with other agents what had been shared with me.
Yeah.
And that just became my calling. So I became a coach in the Metairie office first, and then I became team leader. And I truly feel that this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. So I mean, from people who join Keller Williams, stick with Keller Williams, are diehard Keller Williams fans.
Yeah.
And I think that Gary Keller has done a great job of making it very clear what the values are, the why. What is it? Y2C's for?
Y4C2T.
I'll never try to repeat it. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I'll never try to repeat it.
So there's that. Those are the values, acronym for the values. And then there's also the bold laws that are clearly on the wall in the back of the Mandeville Market Center.
Yep.
You know, when I first got into this business, I, again, went to bold. I really wanted to understand how agents thought, what they wanted, how they thought. That's why I read the MRAA and got really ingrained in the systems that they put together. And I realized how much I aligned from a value standpoint.
Yeah.
And so you'll find some agents who'll come to Keller Williams and then they'll get the training and they'll go off and leave, but they end up coming back. You know, what about Keller Williams has kept you around for so long in an industry where people leave all the time?
Yeah. And it's why I tell people I'm completely unrecruitable. And it has nothing to do with real estate. It's because this company has taught me just as much on the personal development side as it has on the business development. I'm a better wife. I'm a better mom. I'm a better friend. I'm a better leader because of what this company has taught me. And that can't be matched anywhere else. You know?
To that point, I'll say, you know, I've worked with a lot of different brokerages, and by and large, when I got, you know, brought into the Keller Williams world to either teach at a brokerage or I worked with different Keller Williams folks, I learned that I was stepping into a world that had its own language. It was clearly defined. Like all the things you talked about, I know what those are. I'm not a licensed agent, and I'm definitely not like a licensed agent with Keller Williams, right? But I know that those, I have understanding of what those mean. Maybe not, you know, to the extent that you do, but at the same time, it's like the message is clear. And there's something to be said about a clear message. And I can see how agents respond well to that culture, especially you guys have, as someone who trains with you know, agents and stuff. I appreciate you guys' training arm because it is something that I know it can be lacking.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And like you mentioned, some
in
people,
other places, I've
even had other brokers tell me, yeah, we want to send our agents to y'all to learn how to do real estate, then they can come join us. And I take no offense to that. If anything, it's a compliment.
Yeah.
But I also say, you know, if you're saying that they're going to stop learning and then move on, that scares me because life never stops teaching.
No. I am very leery of the person who stops being a student. One of my biggest mentors, he's been investing since 1965. He's 77. I did 9 deals with him last year, and he doesn't even live in Louisiana. Okay. The guy is a machine. He has been in a workshop, seminar, whatever, for every single month since 1965. And so as many times I've heard him speak on a stage, just as many he has sat next to me, and he is the most prolific note taker. And I'm like, Pete, you have done thousands of deals, and you're over there writing to your hand
Feverishly
falls
scribbling,
off, right? Like, and I'm just
we all know
saying-
the industry changes so often that,
Yes.
you know, and I think that there's having a strong culture like Keller Williams has is like when you have a moment in time like we have right now where it's not easy to be in real estate right now.
Right.
Having a culture you can lean back on and a family that you feel like is there to support you is a big deal. You know, the smaller brokerages have great things. They can be agile and they've got other benefits. But whenever the times get tough, to have other people in the trenches with you that are going to go through that, having your back is super important. And again, I've seen agents leave and come back because they need that support and they like the culture. So, I mean, I always enjoy being at the Keller Williams office. I mean, it's every time you go there, I feel like I'm around friends more than I'm sitting there and being around people that I'm trying to sell to.
Yeah.
And at one point, I told Miss Linda this, that you couldn't get through the front door at Keller Williams in Mandeville unless you had unless you had a reason to be there. But once you become part of the group, they welcome you in because they know that you're, you align in a bunch of ways.
Yeah.
My point of bringing up the story with Pete, though, is that, like, I get worried with people who think, oh, well, I was an agent in 2008, or, I was in real estate in 2008. I know what's going on in today's market. But yes, none of us do.
No, it's always changing.
It's always changing. And the point of that is like, I'm always looking to be among learners, right? Because that helps improve me. And so, so I appreciate the culture you guys bring there. And obviously, as a team leader, you are the ringleader of really spearheading that culture.